Aloha and welcome back. Okay, so we're going to cover the National Healthcare United United Healthcare CEO from a couple of different standpoints. First, this is Anton Daniels.
What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I'm a little bit disturbed, not surprised, but just disturbed. And I'm about to do the Millionaire Morning Show in a little bit, so I invite you guys to join me. But I'm a little bit disturbed of what's going on with this whole United Healthcare murder situation that was happening in New York. So for those of y'all that's been living under a rock, and I'll do some more coverage on it on that show, and then I'll give y'all an update a little later on the day once I get a little bit more facts. The United Healthcare CEO was taken out in broad daylight. Now, obviously it looked like an assassination attempt. I've been peppered with videos inside of my email and stuff like that. And, that's not surprising to me. I think that once you get to a certain level and once you get involved with certain things and you running multi-billion-dollar companies and things like that, you got to be a little bit more careful. I mean, even on a smaller level.
So I don't think it's just that he was running a multi-million or billion-dollar company. It's the company that he was running.
If you are just a rapper or entertainer or something like that, you need to gird up and get security. And it's not just because of the nefarious things that people are involved in or things like that, but because I think that society in general, especially here in America, no longer celebrates wealth. It no longer celebrates success. And I've been seeing this trend.
That's because of the wealth gap. The wealth has gone too far in one direction, and I've covered the wealth gap before. Something like 10% of people own like 80% of all the wealth or something like that. I'll put that at the end of this video, the wealth gap video.
For a while, where anybody that becomes incredibly successful in any right, doesn't matter what industry, corporate America, entertainment, whatever, they become the villain. If you get to the top of your field in anything that you do, at some point, doesn't matter if you say anything, doesn't matter if you do anything wrong or whatever, you are going to be villainized, or people are going to automatically assume that you got it in some crazy way or some illegal way, or you're part of the Illuminati, or you was involved in something. And sometimes people are, and sometimes people aren't. People that's broke are involved in some of the wildest things, but at the same time, they don't get the scrutiny and they don't get the visibility because
he's gonna say that people are broke don't get the scrutiny, they don't have the visibility, and I guess I don't know what he's gonna say right after this, but people who are broke go to jail for crimes because they can't pay the fines, because they don't have the lawyers and stuff that these rich people have.
Because they're not public figures, right? But it's interesting because when I scroll through the comments, and it doesn't matter what social media platform, doesn't matter if it's TikTok, Instagram, X.
And so far, all he's talked about is CEOs and people making money. He's not talking about this guy being a health insurance CEO and denying people coverage and the reason why somebody might want to kill him. And I'm not trying to justify this guy getting killed, but you got to understand the reason why somebody might do it.
YouTube, whatever, does not matter. Even on blog sites, when I do a little bit more research and I like to deep dive, if you scroll through the comments, you would think that this guy had some public case against him, or he was in some court battle, or something got exposed about him. The very idea, the very fact, and you'll probably see it in this video also, but
I know this
so
is going
United
to sound
Healthcare
crazy,
is the biggest denier of health insurance of all the companies, all the health insurance companies.
I'm gonna say what I want to say when I want to say it. You'll see in all of those comments that people have completely lost all compassion. They don't care about nobody's family. I mean, for the sake of...
So they don't care about nobody's family, or they don't care about him. And a lot of people say they do have thoughts and prayers for the family, but they just really can't care too much about somebody who just lets other people die for their paycheck.
Conversation, because nobody knows this guy until he got murdered. You can very much say that assume, let's just say he was on up and up, he went to school.
And I'm going to say at least one person knew this guy before he got murdered.
He took care of business, he rose to the ranks, whatever, right? He has a family. And he got murdered or assassinated in cold blood. And nobody knows this guy, but by default, people are absolutely going in. And I don't know if they just got denied coverage, or if they don't have no health care insurance, or if they got a
Lots
bill.
of people don't have health care insurance.
Bankrupted them or something, or they had some kind of bad experience with United Healthcare. A lot of
You don't know about people in healthcare insurance. Healthcare insurance is the biggest reason people go bankrupt in the U.S.
People don't even have United Healthcare, but they hate. I mean, absolutely hate successful and rich people, especially if you get to the top of your field.
People love Beyonce and Taylor Swift. They love football players, most athletes. People love all kinds of successful people. And the U.S. is all about the American dream and being all rich and fat and happy and stuff. What do you mean?
Now, if you've got it out the mud, or you was poor at one point, or you evolved or whatever, don't get too high. Don't become too successful, because people that you've never met in your entire life, that you'll never see in your entire life, will be sending you some of the most hateful emails and things that you have ever seen. Let me see if I can pull something up for you guys. I got this message yesterday. It's the wildest thing ever. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up for you guys really quickly. Somebody went to my website, didn't know their IP address, also went along with it, and all of that. And it is wild. Now, of course, they didn't put, their phone number. They just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. But check this out. Suck my D. This is just a random email that came yesterday at 4:19 p.m. 4:19 p.m. All right. It says, "Suck my D, burn in hell. You piece of garbage. Gonna effing kill your whack-a mother effer."
So that probably
try to omit.
That comes with fame a lot of times. Some people, not even a lot of people, like a few people will do stupid stuff like that, but you have haters anywhere.
I'm gonna try to omit their address, because I got their address, and of course I'm gonna contact the authorities. That is really what it says in real life. People are insane. They are absolutely insane. So you wonder why wealth is silent. And people often at the time, they get it wrong. They think that wealth is silent because real money, old money, all of this stuff, they ain't just, they don't have to show off, they just used to it. That's not entirely true. When you get into certain rooms with people that's had it for a long time, they're very much opulent, they're very much matter of fact, they're very much show-offy. I mean, even if you just want to go and look at the guys over there in Dubai or the UAE or whatever, they got 80 Rolls Royces, they got some of the most exotic cars, they wear gold all down, they do what they want to do when they want to do it.
And they suppress their society. There's no way you could go, like, one of their people would be able to kill one of their CEOs or princes or whatever they are over there.
They're very much opulent in their spending because they are around a bunch of other people that ain't dusty, and so they don't have to worry about it. They're not on social media, any of that stuff. They hide themselves in their wealth because they know the nature of people is to be jealous, and the more
the nature of people is not to be jealous. But if you have a homeless person and you're walking by and you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your pocket, why wouldn't you give them a little bit of money? Or if you have a dude who has a family, he loses his job and can't feed his family, and then he's gonna go maybe rob somebody or something like that. Like our society is so lopsided. So many people have so little.
Visible you become, the more hated, and for no reason you can be targeted. Now, I don't know why this guy got targeted over the United Healthcare.
You don't know why. How can you not know why? People would target a health insurance company CEO because they got denied for a claim, the mother got denied for a claim, anyone in their family got denied for a claim. Could have been their girlfriend, their child, their wife, their all kinds of things. Like so many people, again, healthcare is the largest reason that people go bankrupt in the US. How can you not know? Like you don't have to agree, and it's not justifying it, but you can understand why somebody would do this.
But I'm looking at the comments of the people, and they're almost making the assassin that took somebody else's life the hero.
Like Robin Hood.
They're almost celebrating it as though this guy, like they've known him their entire life. And so people are quiet about their money and their wealth or how it is that they got it. Or they
People have dealt with insurance companies their entire life,
their
yes.
thoughts on how to become successful a lot of times because A, the truth hurts, B, people are jealous, and then C, it's a no-win situation and they'll be villainized for it. Look at it on a smaller scale and think about a person that makes it out of the hood. And then at some point they come back to the hood to give back or build up the houses or whatever. They're not going to be celebrated.
So Young Thug went and bought up, I think his whole hood or whatnot, gave everybody houses and all that. He celebrated. Work done. He bought single mothers' houses all through, I think, the nation, or maybe just Atlanta or Georgia or something like that. But he bought, it was like a lot of not homeless, but single mothers' houses because he came from a single mother. But if you go to the hood, like Jay-Z, you just walk through the hood, you got money, you ain't doing nothing for nobody, you might get robbed. But if you go to the hood and you give it back to your hood, they love that. Nobody doesn't love to give back.
They'll be killed. They're looked at as food. They're not looked at as somebody that is celebratory. And even if you bring any visibility to what you're doing, then they're going to say, oh, why you got to celebrate? Why you got to talk about it? If you're going to do it, it's a spirit.
LeBron James built that whole school. People love it. No one disses LeBron James for that school.
It's a spirit of jealousy and evil that has taken over this country and ultimately infected a lot of people.
A spirit of jealousy and evil that took over this country. This country was pretty much built by kind of jealousy and evil, right? They saw this great land. They were jealous of the natives. They took their land. They killed them. They had somebody built it for them through evil ways and means. That's like, I don't understand. It's so wild.
Because they don't have it, and instead of them trying to understand how to get it, they'd rather just eat the rich. They'd rather eat the rich. And so, it's easy.
Right, so once we got this far, the rich have all the food. If you ain't got no food, at the bottom 90% only have like 10% of everything, it's not enough.
For people, and this is one of the reasons why the Democratic Party has survived as long as it has, is because even though they have it, they hide it, and then they say, hey, against all rich people, taxing to death and all of this stuff.
Yeah, the Democrats pretend a little better.
They don't even understand that these people are the very ones that pay the majority of the taxes inside of the United States of America. They're the ones that cover all of the social programs.
The rich people have all the money. If the top 10% have 80% of the wealth, they need to pay 80% of the taxes. That's just the way math is.
It's just a weird thing. And so I take it, I learn from it, and as I evolve in life, I think that it's important, that one of the biggest lessons to take from this is that it's important to adjust, learn why the majority of the people that have wealth are choosing not to participate in giving out game or being visible and any of that type of stuff. And again, it's not because they don't want to help, because rich people in most instances are some of the nicest people ever. It's not that they don't want to help. It's not that they don't want to have nice things visibly in front of everybody else. It's that they choose to protect themselves and be normal amongst the monsters, because they don't know who the monsters
Who
are.
We're monsters, us
so
normal people.
Targeted. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link.
All right, so that's Anton Daniels covering the CEO. Let's see some of his comment section here. What do we got? Acting broke wouldn't help on a hit. They knew who he was. This guy used the silencer and had words on the bullets. Definitely a hitman. ain't about acting broke. That man knew who he was and waited for hours. You absolutely missed on this one, Unc. Average Joes are just fed up. Read the comments of of people's experiences with United and how they lost family members due to their shady practices. No one is jealous of successful people. We're tired of rich ones getting over on the working class. Money only saves you from being hungry and homeless, nothing else. So yeah, a lot of his comments, the people are on the side of the people. He I think he missed it on this one. But yeah, so that's Anton Daniels' view, and I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna cover this from a couple other angles, and then put them all up. Until next time.